If you drafted Amon-Ra St. Brown in 2022, your chances of winning your fantasy league increased by 86%. Amon-Ra dramatically outperformed his 6th round average draft position to finish as a top 10 wide receiver in PPR formats. Today, I'm going to identify 7 wide receivers with similarly ideal risk-reward profiles in 2023. Number 7, Gabe Davis. The opportunity last season was what we wanted. Gabe Davis ran the 16th most routes in the NFL despite missing 2 games. He got those really valuable deep targets. His average depth of target was 16.3 yards, massive. He earned a really solid 17.5% target share on a team that had the 3rd best pass rate over expectation. The problem was just coming down with those chances. 51.6% catch rate for Gabe Davis was awful. 2nd highest drop rate. His awful contested catch rate was really bad, 34.8%. But Josh Allen had an elbow issue. Gabe Davis battled ankle problems. And if he had just come down with a few more of those deep balls, he'd be going at least 1 to 2 rounds higher. Number 6, Devonte Adams. When Devonte went to the Raiders last year, a lot of people were worried. Oh, he's just a product of Aaron Rodgers. Oh, he had no target competition in Green Bay. Then Devonte goes to Vegas and rips off a 100-catch, 1,500-yard, 14-touchdown season. And that is because, even independent of quarterback play, Devonte Adams is one of the best wide receivers in NFL history. He's ranked in the top 8 in yards per route run each of the last 4 seasons. Really underrated yak ability. He's ranked 1st, 4th, 3rd in that category over the last 3 years. And I'd also note that his average stat line in 10 games without Aaron Rodgers or Derek Carr from 2017 to 2022 is 5.9 catches, 75.7 yards, 0.6 touchdowns. Really, really strong. Devonte is going a bit later in drafts this year, typically available in the middle of round 2, in part because of concern around Jimmy Garoppolo's foot. That's an overblown storyline, allowing us to grab a discount on one of the best wide receivers the NFL has ever seen. Number 5, Marvin Mims. Sean Payton joins the Broncos. First draft with his new team. What does he do? Despite having Jerry Jeudy, Courtland Sutton, Tim Patrick, KJ Hamler, Greg Dulcich, despite having all those weapons, Sean Payton trades up in round 2 to get wide receiver Marvin Mims. Since then, Tim Patrick has gone down with a season-ending Achilles injury. KJ Hamler had a torn pec and a heart issue. He's out of the picture. And we actually saw plenty of trade rumors around Courtland Sutton this offseason. It's hard to tell how Sean Payton feels about Courtland Sutton. And that all opens the door for Marvin Mims to walk right into that number 3 wide receiver role. I don't think that it's crazy that Marvin Mims can be the number 2 wide receiver for the Broncos by the middle/end of this rookie season. And with a skill set deep down the field that meshes really well with Russell Wilson's skills and Sean Payton at the controls, there's real upside in Marvin Mims in the late rounds. Number 4, Mike Williams. Chargers replaced offensive coordinator Joe Lombardi with Kellen Moore this offseason, and I like that move. Note that Lombardi's offense played incredibly close to the line of scrimmage and also somewhat slow. Justin Herbert's average depth of target last year was a pathetic 7.0 yards. Only Matt Ryan and Daniel Jones were lower among all quarterbacks. And that stuff around the line of scrimmage, that's just not Big Mike Williams' game. He's a vertical threat. He's a contested catch guy at 6'4". So now we enter Kellen Moore, who has vowed to reinstall the deep passing game. And also note that the Cowboys were no worse than 4th in pace of play during all 4 of Kellen Moore's seasons in Dallas. He's actually going to use the rocket-armed Justin Herbert. And those deep balls, that's not Keenan Allen's game. That's not really Austin Eckler's game. And I actually think Quentin Johnston is better as a yak guy than a deep ball guy. So given that Big Mike is coming off a disappointing 900-yard, 4-touchdown season, it's a really good time to buy low. Number 3, Marquise Brown. Hollywood Brown's production fell off a cliff last season when DeAndre Hopkins returned from suspension and then Kyler Murray subsequently blew out his knee. So it's easy to forget that in the first 6 games of the year, all without DeAndre Hopkins, Marquise Brown averaged 10.6 targets per game, scored 3 times. Now Hopkins is in Tennessee. Kyler Murray's ACL rehab is reportedly going well. Hollywood played on 94% of the snaps last season. I'd expect him to be among the league leaders in that category again and push towards a 28% target share, which will also be among the league leaders. To get him in round 6 or 7 is an absolute steal. Number 2, Mike Evans. Going from Tom Brady to Baker Mayfield is obviously a big downgrade, but this team has done very little to improve the run game, which was so inefficient last season, and the defense has gotten significantly worse. Expect a ton of attempts from Baker, and Mike Evans has been a very good wide receiver for a very long time. Dude has gone over 1,000 yards in all 9 of his NFL seasons. Just absolutely insane. So to get a player of his ability with really good volume, not assumption of volume, but we know he's going to get at least 120 targets this season, and we know he's going to be featured around the end zone. To get that in the middle rounds is really, really exciting. And number 1, Nico Collins. What if CJ Stroud, the number 2 overall pick out of Ohio State, is actually really good? In that case, we're getting the number 1 wideout for Stroud in the 12th round or so. There's some real upside in that. Nico showed an ability to earn targets last year, 6.6 per game overall and 9.0 per game over his final 4. And at 6'4", 215 with 4.5 speed, Nico Collins has shown he can get deep at the NFL level as well. 75% contested catch rate last year, second best among all wide receivers. Yes, the Texans added Dalton Schultz, but overall, I do think Nico will lead the team in targets. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more. And for access to our rankings and analysis, check out our 2023 Fantasy Football Draft Kit.